Hello, race fans, and welcome once again to the Apex This iRacing League. Here we're season 4. This is round number 2 of the GT1, GT3 series. We're here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and pretty nice day out here today. And folks, we had some guests in the booth today. We want to welcome Eric Elkins and Cory Mitchell. They're actually members of the Apex This iRacing League. And welcome aboard, guys.
Hey, thanks, Tony. Really
Yeah,
pleased
thank
to
you.
be
Good to
here.
be here.
Yeah, man, we're gonna have some fun today, and Eric, he's gonna be helping me out here in the booth, and Cory, he's a special guest because actually, as you may already know, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty in the live broadcast where our commentary was not there. So, hey, that's the beauty of show business. You can have a do-over sometime, and so now we actually have one of our race participants, Cory Mitchell, here with us today, and he can give us some live play-by-play of the action down on the track as the race unfolds. So we're going to go ahead and go on down to the track here, and the guys have already finished qualifying, and we're going to take a look at the qualifying results here for the GT1 series, or GT1 class. Andy Shield, Cory Mitchell second, Braden Ashworth, Ty Johnson, Tommy Reagan, Randy Mathis, Bjorn Benches, Andres Garcia, Christopher Perez, 10th position, and this dude named Anthony. We're going to get his name straight. We're just going to call him Anthony for right now. And Jason Labaca, 12th position. And then in the GTE class, we have Ali Salih, Steven Martinez, Lincoln Russell, Ken Kruger 4th, Dustin Burkhalter in 5th, Duarte Meneses 6th, Vincent Wood in 8th place, Edward Martinez, Randy Pepler, Troy Banks rounds out the top 10, followed by David Arnett, Colin Davis, Jordan Johnson, Brandon Piper, Andrew Rasmussen, Joseph Mayer, and Mark Bray.
Yeah, and I'm really excited about this this mixed class start here. I think it's a really cool setup having the GT1s and the GTEs starting up by qualifying position and not in two different classes. And I'm actually pretty astounded that some of these GTEs have been able to keep up with the GT1s towards the front of the field.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me. I'm sorry, go ahead, Cory. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's definitely going to mix the start of the race up, so I'm excited to see what happens here.
Yeah, you're right there at the point, too, getting ready to get it on there with Andy right at the start.
Yeah, he's one quick racer.
Pace car brings them around now, and getting ready to head into the pits here.
Dude, I love the Brickyard here. It's such a cool course. It's half of the oval circuit and then a very, very tight, low corners on the infield here. It's a really, really great track and really, really test the drivers. I'm a fan.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's definitely a wide mix of corners, that's for sure.
And wouldn't you say it's rather flat? Not a lot of banking really to help you guys out.
Yeah, the infield is extremely tricky. Here we go.
Yeah. And we're racing.
Really started off well.
Yeah, we did. Absolutely.
Above the rest of the field there. Most of the GT1 class seems to be running the Corvettes tonight.
You say you think maybe some of the guys have a little bit of an advantage? Because remember, I think it was last season they were talking about the roof cars and the supercars. Which one, on paper, one had more horsepower than the other, or as far as the straight line speed?
Yeah, I think the GT1s are right about 600 horsepower, and some of the GTEs, the GTEs are mid 500s or somewhere in there, and they're generally a couple 100 pounds heavier, which is why I'm so surprised that they were able to. Here's Ali in 4th place here. I think he qualified 3rd. To be that far ahead with these GT1s and some of these tight turns where the GT1s are just able to skip around the corner.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I think the
I think Cory might have had a little audio problem there. Oh, there's a spin, and Ali goes around. He didn't
yeah,
hit
everybody
anything.
wants
Yeah, yeah. You dropped
gathered
that
it
there
up
for a
well.
second, Cory. We couldn't hear what you were saying there.
Gotcha. I was saying I think the GTEs have a little bit of an advantage on the tight stuff. They corner a little more downforce versus the GT1s where they're on old iron brakes. They're basically just kind of pure horsepower.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are. I think Ali was really trying to get a good exit there from that final tight corner. It's really one of the better passing zones, or one of the only passing zones here at Indy is on that straight, on the oval part of the circuit. It's really difficult to get up on somebody, as you'll see right here on board. Oh, he might make it stick though.
Yeah, that really dropped him down the order. He's currently 11th in class and 19th overall. Got a bit of traffic to work with now. There's Colin Davis in front of him trying to get past him.
And all these guys are on cold tires these first couple of laps too. So that's definitely going to make it tricky.
Saleh, he makes short work of Davis there. That is one of those tricky little turns here. Oh, a little bumper action there with Livingston. He's none the worse for wear, thank goodness. I wonder if he even felt that.
He's just letting them know he's there.
Yeah.
So Cory, as a driver, what would you say for the gearing of this track? You drove it yesterday. What's the gearing like, and what are you needing from your differential as well?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the differential. Actually, in the caddy race before this, I spent more time tuning the diff probably than I did the entire rest of the car, trying to get that car around here. In the GT1s, like you said, the gearing, you definitely got to mess with that, not to run out of RPMs at the end of the straight, especially leaving a little bit for some drafting.
Yeah, that was interesting because I was looking at the straight line speeds of guys, the different setups, and I know sometimes it's a little bit of a trade off. You might want a little bit more acceleration versus top line speed, but it seemed almost like some of the gear sets that were selected might have left a little something on the table, at the end of that front stretch.
Right.
Let's see what
Which is
Cory's got here coming down the front stretch here, getting ready to come onto the front stretch.
And you guys have pulled out a nice 6.5 second lead above Jordan Johnson behind you.
Yeah, the draft really let me kind of stay close to Andy for those first few laps there, so that worked out well.
Yeah, what was that, about 174 or something like that, I believe.
Yeah, I think on my own without draft, I was doing about 170, occasionally 171. So that sounds about right with the draft.
A little further back, there was Ty Johnson. Got a little pressure there from Steven Martinez. And then Martinez, I believe that's the paint job that he was having a problem with, right? And, folks couldn't see his paint job.
That actually is.
Yeah. And so, yeah, hey, yeah, Steven, there you go. And I'm glad we're able to redo this. I thought it was like that in the broadcast. And you see, that's the thing about iRacing. Was it Trading Paints? If it may not be working on your end, but other people can see maybe what you're not seeing,
Yeah, and I actually noticed at the beginning of the broadcast, my paint was actually out of date as well. So there's definitely something we're going to have to get figured out with some trading paint options, so everybody sees the same thing.
I think trading, I don't even know if it's even in the options. I think Trading Paints just acts that way sometimes.
That definitely could be the case.
Yeah, sometimes it just acts up. I've another league that I broadcast, and one guy, his poor car was just plain white for like 2 races, and then magically, without touching anything, next thing you know, well, there's his paint job.
Yep.
Well,
here we are on lap 5 here.
Kruger chasing down Brendan here, GT1 versus GTE. So this will be a good battle, showing the two cars' strengths.
Rolling into turn one nicely.
So Cory, what are the good strategies going through some of these tighter corners here? Are you just trying to get closer to the guy's bumper? What's going through your mind when you're on the infield here?
Yeah, particular to the Corvette, mostly you're just trying not to get killed by the car. So you definitely have to know the car's weaknesses in this flat, super tight infield. You've got to know where the car is very likely to try to spin or try to murder you or spin you back where you came from. So
Sure, you suffer from a lot of oversteer with this car.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it can definitely. It's very tune sensitive. If the tune's good, it's a very rewarding car to drive. But if it's bad, it'll make you throw the controller every time.
Right. Can we just go back to Kruger's onboard there? It
Oh,
looked like
sure. Yeah.
he was one of the guys who might be leaving a little bit on the table on the end of this straight here. Yeah, he is hitting the rev limiter on that thing, surely.
Yeah, it
That
was.
might be part of the reason that he's hanging back a little bit towards that section because he's getting a lot closer on the infield here.
Yeah, I think I saw him top out around 170.
Yeah, that car definitely has more in it.
Trying to get really close to Ashworth, almost within a half second.
Yeah, we got a good little group of cars here coming out of turn 6 onto the backstretch here. There's a nice grouping.
Let's move a little further back in the field. There's Randy Pepler. Now he's kind of by himself there. You know, he's a little ways behind Dustin Burkhalter there. And Ali, of course, you know, he spun and lost a lot of those positions. Now, for the viewers at home there, the timing tower, you see first, second, third, first, you know, and it's broken down by class. And it's actually showing their position based on the class that they're in. So that's why the timing and scoring looks that way. And also the driver highlight, like say Ali here, he's 7th in class. It's showing his class position and not his overall position.
And we actually see a little bit of damage now on the front of Ali, possibly from that little hello with the Aston Martin. So that may affect his top speed a little bit here.
Yeah, he's caught him about 2/10, catching another 10th on him here. It's getting closer.
Yeah, this left-hander right here, that's the one that sometimes I would have issues with. Now that was an interesting line into that turn, but he was well to the inside.
I actually, as I was following Andy there, I noticed the same thing. Your mind tells you should track out there before coming back in, but as I was following Andy, I noticed he would always stay inside and basically just make a straight braking zone out of that that little short shoot. So that was
Yeah,
interesting.
okay.
Looked like Randy Pepler there didn't try too hard to fight Ali as he came through.
Yeah, and he might not be handling as well through there because Salih, he's definitely cleared him and moved on now, all over 2 seconds ahead already. A little further back in the field, there's Christopher Perez, 6th in class, and he's actually 15th overall. No problem, no pressure anywhere at the moment. And Brandon Piper's in the pits.
Yeah, that's definitely a little early for a pit stop. I don't see any damage.
Yeah. Nothing that we can see there. And you don't, and you guys only have the, what was the 17X before you just straight up disqualified. There's no stop and go penalty or anything, right?
Correct. And I believe we had one DQ, I think, during this race.
Okay.
Towards the end.
There is a mandatory pit stop, correct?
There is. We're limited
thought.
on fuel, yeah, by 50% in this series. So it gets you 25, 30 minutes in, and then you're gonna have to come in for fuel.
and damage is on. And of course, everybody does open setups there.
Looks like temperature's still hanging in there.
Oh, Livingston goes a little hot there. Loops it, no problems. That one good thing about Indy, plenty of runoff. If you hit a wall, boy, you're just really unlucky, aren't you?
Yeah, he definitely got it gathered back up, got back going here. He didn't lose much time.
Yeah.
There's still plenty of race left.
You know, we have several guys that did they even start the race? Because I see Tommy Reagan, Duarte, Jason Anthony, Vincent Wood, Mathis, and Mayer, showing retired. I'm wondering if they even started the race.
I'm pretty positive Tommy and Randy did not start, and it may have been the same for the others.
Right. I guess the server was including them because they were in the server, I guess, during qualifying session, and it just kind of showing their position because they're in the server, I guess.
Looks like we got a little good clump of cars here coming out of 6, car number 3. Can we take a look at that group?
Let's see, where are they? Let me go up there. Where is number 3? What position is
They're
he
on
in?
the, I'm sorry, car number 3.
I'm sorry?
I believe that is third position.
Third position up there. You're talking Ty Johnson. Yeah. That's a 20.
Edwin Martinez.
Uh-huh. You know, we have 2 Martinezes in the field, both Steven and Edwin. Because there's Steven Martinez and there's Edwin. Now he's got Dustin Burkhalter, right? That might have been what you were seeing there, yeah.
Yeah, there's the group, yeah.
Yeah.
Good little cluster here.
Oh, yeah.
Battle for class here.
Yeah, these guys are trying to draft up, get that podium spot, and here he comes on the inside. See if he makes a move from turn 1 here. He's going to wait for it. Set him up a little bit later.
Yeah, we'll check his straight line speed down the stretch there next time. He did look like he closed in on, he got a good draft, and he definitely closed in on Martinez there.
Oh, here we go.
Uh-oh.
He gets him.
Oh,
he takes him with him.
Oh, boy.
Can't go right by both of them.
Oh, man.
He was sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
He got a front row seat for that one.
Yeah. Burkhalter, he's just getting going.
Both of them doing a good job not to cut across the track in front of anyone.
Yeah. Well, there you go, start all over again and try to catch back up again.
I think I just spotted Bob Ross on the side of Dustin's paint job.
I did see that as well, yes. He always has great paints, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The artist guy, yeah. Yeah, you can always count on a very colorful paint job.
Happy little trees.
That's right. Happy little race driver.
Yeah. And now he's 7th in class and 12th overall. And wow, we're over a quarter of the way into the race already. 40-minute timed event, and over 14 minutes in already. Let's look back up at the front here. Andy Shield. Boy, a whopping 6 seconds. Wow, he really dropped the hammer, didn't he? Good grief.
He did. It didn't take long for him to check out. He's extremely fast.
Yeah. I guess you would say both fast and just know what he's doing with the setup-wise to get what he wants out of the car too, correct?
Yeah, he was definitely both. He doesn't make any mistakes. Great tuner. A lot of driving talent for sure.
Yep. Let's see if he
it's been really great for some of the new members this season, seeing some fresh blood into the league. It's been really, really great to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
From talented guys.
Yeah, we've seen the numbers almost double.
Oh yeah,
and much fuller grit. Ooh, a little wobble there by Andy. Keeps it well though.
Yeah. And
That's
there's
that Corvette I was talking about.
Got the lap car
out on him, and he was right on it though.
Yeah.
So
he's glued in.
Absolutely, he's got it under control.
And Cory, there you are, and actually look like you got a couple of lap cars around you, so no pressure at all right now.
Yeah, after Andy checked out, I think there was pretty good gaps between first and third, and we were just kind of doing laps after that.
Yeah, Ty Johnson, he's 14 seconds behind you actually there, and looking at the interval. And so yeah, no pressure whatsoever.
Can we take a look back at Pepler maybe?
Is that the 5th place car?
Yes, 5th place GTEs.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
And this is Randy that let who was that by earlier?
Ali, I believe it was.
Yes, I think it was. It sure was.
Now, if Dustin Burkhalter catches these guys, that's going to be another good three-way class position there battle.
And actually, the battle for first in the GTEs is not looking shabby up at the top. I think they're on the back straight now.
Uh-huh. You talking about Lincoln Russell? Yeah.
Yes, and Martinez going side by side there, getting the lead. Well done, Stephen.
Great pass in turn 1.
I hadn't seen Lincoln on track a lot lately, but
yeah,
he's doing a good job out there today, though.
And he's fallen back for some reason there.
Yeah, it looked like he got a terrible exit. Now he's 3.2, 3.5 behind. Very strange.
And Bjorn Benches is closing in there just a little bit.
Bjorn's in GT1, so it won't be for position or for class, but
and Ali is putting Kent under some pressure there. They're only 0.2 behind there.
Oh boy.
Kent moved into that podium position on a freebie, and now he's got to defend it.
We got a battle of the yellow cars here.
Yeah.
Sponsored by tacos.
There you go. Breakfast of Champions.
Oh, and he's got a good exit there. Maybe he can get in the slipstream here and make something happen at T1.
Oh man, I think he's gonna get a good run here. Wow.
He sure does.
Good
big
grief.
draft. Can't stand put. Can't turn in. Side by side.
Wow.
Turn 1.
Well done, Kent. Oh,
nice driving.
I thought Kent was good to get away with that one and have turn 2 to himself.
But that was good driving on both of them, man. The way they went in turn 1 and 2 like that.
Yeah, it definitely was. Sometimes you got to live to the next corner to fight again. So I think Kent took the smart move there and just kind of let him have the quarter, and he'll go back after him again.
Absolutely.
He's a very sensible driver. He finishes a lot of races.
You see, that's what it's all about. You know, you can be fast, but you know what is that they always say? To finish first you must finish.
That's very true.
And here they are coming up on some GT1s here, it looks like. Going to give them a little trouble maybe. Or these lap cars.
These look like GTE lappers.
Yeah. He moved, and Bray, moved to the side very quickly, so probably didn't lose a whole lot of time. Let's see if he can catch a draft here. Looks like he might be close enough.
Yeah, he's within 8/10, so that should definitely be well within draft range.
Yeah, and see his sixth gear is already maxed out too. He was maxed out just past the start-finish line, I believe.
Right, and that's kind of what we talked about at the beginning. You've got to leave a little bit of gear left for those extra 4 or 5 mile an hour for the draft. So it looks like he may have left it a little short.
Now in these cars, you can set each individual gear in your setup.
The GT1s, I know you can for sure. It's been a few races since I've ran the GTEs, but I believe they're the same way.
They are the same way, yes. All individual as well.
There's your leader on pit road here. I'm assuming maybe a scheduled pit stop for fuel.
Yep, he's right past that halfway point, coming in for some fuel. There's me going by in the background there. I think I went one extra lap.
Uh-huh. Probably start to see a few guys in. Did you guys? I didn't know. I didn't notice anybody get tires. So your tires are pretty good most of the time in your timed races.
Yeah, here at 40 minutes, you can definitely usually make a set of tires last. It's usually not worth the 20 seconds or so to take tires. It's just really hard to make that back up.
Do these cars tend to act kind of funny with when you get the new tires as far as having to get them up to temperature?
In the Corvette, it definitely tries to kill you on cold tires. Absolutely.
I know sometimes I used to race the Pro Mazdas, and I don't know those things. I would never change tires. It almost seemed like it was worse if you actually went in to change tires because they just don't seem to wear.
Right. Yeah, in a light car, that could definitely be the case.
Yeah. Shield, he's back to sixth position overall, fourth in class, and pretty good gap there. Here's some more guys coming in pit road. There's David Arnett starting his pit run.
The battle for the lead of the GTEs is still raging on there, with Lincoln Russell back in the lead, it looks like, over Steven Martinez.
Yeah.
Like
he got that position back.
Yeah, I wonder if because he had a nice little lead on Lincoln there for a while. I wonder if something happened to Steven.
He may have had a bobble on the infield somewhere, but Steve's coming back.
Closes in nicely as they go into turn one.
You can get pretty creative on that turn one curb. iRacing will let you pretty much have your whole car over that as long as you've got two tires still touching the racing surface. They'll let you get pretty creative with the cut there.
That's kind of the rule in real life too, isn't it? Like in Formula One, you gotta, as long as you have the two tires on the racing surface.
Right. Especially like Circuit of America's track like that are really strict on limits. They'll usually let you get away with that.
In Light Coda, that turn one has many different lines going through it to really give drivers an opportunity to overtake right into T1 there. But at the same time, that curbing on the right-hand side as you go in there, you will easily or very quickly find out that there is a time penalty applied to that turn. And it's not fun to find sometimes. All right,
and Martinez went into the pits. Johnson, he's in. Cory, you're in the pits there, making your stop.
Yeah,
Several
looks
guys.
Like me and Ty in at the same time there.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to get out a little ahead of me, and somebody in the background coming out as well.
See, that is who is that? Christopher Perez on his way out, and
so that will be should be four position. I would think both being GT1.
Yeah, definitely, it sure is. There's three cars there. Or Kent Kruger now. He's right behind you now, 6 seconds back there.
And I think these GT1 cars definitely probably had longer pit stops. Oh, there's somebody off there.
I think that was Perez, wasn't it?
Perez.
He fell down the order. Was he on the lead lap, I wonder?
I don't
believe there he is. He's still trying to get going. And I wonder is it possible that he's making some kind of adjustment, brake bias or something? Or just sitting there?
I have noticed occasionally coming out of the pits, even just a few seconds you're sitting there, sometimes it seems like when you come back out that you don't leave with the 100% grip that you came in with, almost like you've lost 10 or 15% just in a little bit of cooling. It may have been what got him.
Mm-hmm. Even like you said, even if you didn't change tires, they just kind of went through a heat cycle there almost.
Yeah, it could be in my head, but I've noticed that before. It seems like sometimes when you come out of the pits, you don't quite have the 100% grip that you pulled in with.
Yeah.
I think that's very true. A little 20-second cool off, plus the go and slow down the pit lane, and then that extra fuel will just throw off the balance of the car. And if you're not ready for it on the first couple laps to feel your car out, you can easily end up in the grass there.
That's
And
a good
again,
point on the
thankfully,
fuel.
it's only the grass, like we
Yeah.
were saying, Indy here. Here he is, though, only half a second behind Christian Livingston here, getting a good draft.
See what he gets for mile an hour here.
Getting some heat into his tires. It's almost like he's scrubbing
Yeah.
them out.
They must have felt like
Oh, this
ice
is
to
going to be
him.
tight into turn one.
Oh boy.
Everybody makes it through.
Yeah.
Yep.
Somebody went in the grass back there.
It looked like possibly an Aston Martin. No.
Yeah,
This
so
one,
he
the
around
GTE.
He's off
again.
again.
Wow.
He definitely seems to be struggling with the balance of the car there.
Yeah. Well, he pitted on lap 18, and we're on. Well, he just pitted, so yeah, he may be dealing with cold tires as well.
And sometimes if you tune, if during your tuning sessions, if you're only running, 5 laps and you never get into those worn tire segments, sometimes that tune can go away from you if you didn't tune for old tires.
Right.
Could we go a position back to Troy Banks there and see his little battle?
Yeah, sure.
You're a Georgia guy.
Yeah, Rasmussen, he's definitely putting some pressure on the '08 car there.
Troy and his patented flat black paint job he
Yeah.
runs on all of his cars.
Defending the inside? No, was he a lap car? He just let him right by.
Yeah, no, they're on the same lap. It's almost like you're saying maybe he just knows now's not the time to fight,
Because that was for position, it looks like.
Yeah.
But he may have decided to let him go.
And they're running 9th and 10th there respectively.
He should get a draft here on him.
I don't know also what happened at the front of the field, but it looks like Steven Martinez he's dropped well down the order there.
Well, look, he's in the pits there too. He's on his way out of the pits.
Okay, perhaps Lincoln and Dustin hasn't come in yet.
Yeah, because I'm showing Lincoln Russell. Actually, he's just coming into the pits. There he is.
Okay,
So
yeah.
they're cycling around here and stuff.
And Dustin's got to be on the way in as well.
Mm-hmm. And Burkhalter, he's 37 seconds behind Russell. Or at least that's what it's showing on the leaderboard there. Bring up that car numbers on the track map.
Strange. Troy Banks is back ahead of Andrew Rasmussen. So is Colin Davis. Very strange battle. I don't know what's going on with those guys.
Got a nice gap too. Over a second already.
And who's that Troy's coming? It looks like a car ahead of him, possibly.
Yeah, that's Shield. Because Banks right now is not on the lead lap.
Okay, so that's race leader then.
And sometimes, because how you see the driver's name is in red, so it tells you you're not on the lead lap, or the car we're looking at is not on the lead lap in relation to him. But if you sometimes when you're looking at cars on the lead lap and you see a guy with his name's in blue, he may actually be on the tail end of the lead lap, but iRacing will score him and register him as a lap down. It just depends on where he is.
Looks like we got another group of cars. Car number 01 coming out of the horseshoe.
Yeah, that's Bjorn Benches there.
Oh, yeah, big pack of cars here.
Yeah.
Bjorn running the Apex This League paint job.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a GTE right on his bumper.
Yeah. Yeah, one front and behind.
He should be able to pull away a little bit here on the straightaway, but with the draft, you never know.
Ali has moved himself back into those podium positions too. Good for him after those 2 low offs.
Yeah. And it seems like some of these guys have been struggling a little bit after they come out of the pits. despite not, like you said, despite not changing tires, might have lost a little
Ooh.
temperature there. Oh boy.
Side by side. Still there.
I think Bjorn will have it
Oh
on this
boy.
next turn. Oh, I thought they
Bjorn
were
goes
going
in
to
deep on the brakes. Still got the inside. Somebody's spinning into the grass. And it looks like we're going to get a little bit more of this battle.
Yeah.
Ollie was really fast through those first corners there, but Bjorn held his ground and he kept the position.
And they're both battling for position there, and Bjorn benches and actually we're riding along with Salih there, and Burkhalter is actually Burkhalter and Salih are the ones that are in battling for class position. Of course, Burkhalter, he's got a little bit of work there to do to catch him now. Now 32 minutes in, less than 8 minutes to go in this event.
Yeah, everybody should be done with pit stops by this point, I would think.
And look, from the looks of it, it looks like, see, Colin Davis, he's that's only maybe 11 cars on the lead lap, I believe.
Boy, Allie is really strong through those first few corners.
I think he's being smart here and just wants to stay in that draft of Bjorn so that he could just keep away from Dustin there. He's pulled about another second away from Dustin here on this lap. He doesn't need to push it. He's got third place, and this is not a battle for points.
Yeah, you definitely got to pick your battles. Trying to get that run down the front stretch once again. Is he going to get him this time?
This is where he's strong. We'll see if he goes for it. Bjorn giving him room.
Yeah, he lets him have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lets him have it.
Good clean race there. Good,
Yeah.
good pass.
You know, it reminds me of Ayrton Senna. He will position his car in such a way that he will leave it up to the other driver. Like, okay, it's up to you to decide what's going to be the outcome and as we go through this turn here.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't always make the right choice.
Yeah.
Yes, Alan Prost can attest.
Oh, yeah. And you know, Alan Prost, neat thing about him, if he needed to finish fifth to win the championship, he's not going to battle for fourth place. He's going to hold that fifth place position, do only what he has to do to achieve his goal and not put his car in any kind of danger or anything.
It's a very, very different from Senna's philosophy, surely.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's look at Lars Martinez.
It's getting Ali's getting a little bit closer to him now.
Yeah. That's a battle era for class position there, too. Russell, Martinez, and Salih.
The draft with Bjorn may have helped him close up that gap a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, got a little. Wow. Nice save.
Very good. Rear end getting a little loose on that mid-engine.
Yeah.
He's under half a second here. Whoa, it's really getting
Big
in there.
dive under braking there.
Close enough for this final straight here.
And the BMWs, they're very strong out of the corner. Lots of torque leaving the exit. So he could definitely use that to his advantage on this infield. He's closed it up within 3/10 here. Should be well within striking position of the draft here.
Yeah, he's got him now. Under 3/10. Here we go. Let's see who's going to go the inside. Ali is just breaking 170 there. Pretty sensible, though, by Steven. He knew he was coming.
Yeah, and he'll be in the same draft position on the next lap, so he's not out of it yet.
I think further back, who's that? Oh, that's Dustin Burkhalter there. Also, that's a nice little battle going on.
Big group of cars here.
Yeah.
Two GT1s, two GTEs all clumped together.
Ooh, this could get messy.
Oh boy.
All to turn one.
Two in on the inside at turn one. Oh boy.
Smart move by the Dark Aston there. He kind of hung wide out of everybody, so he knew what was coming.
Yeah.
That was a
couple
smart
lap
move.
cars in there.
Oh, Dustin.
Dustin finding those happy little grass clippings.
Yeah. Is it slick out there, guys, in that grass?
Yeah, I think iRacing is pretty well known for their ice grass.
It makes you wonder, is there any talk about them adding rain to iRacing?
You know, that's kind of been, well, I guess we finally did get the day to night cycles after 14 years, but I'm sure maybe in another 14 we'll get rain.
Yeah. Boy, I tell you. Now, you and Andy, you guys pretty much checked out from the rest of the field, and are you just pretty much just cruising, or just making sure that, are you trying to catch Andy, or what's
No,
going on in your mind?
I definitely knew I had nothing for Andy.
Uh-huh.
I was more than happy with the second place. Like I said, I had a good car under me. It felt good, but I knew I had nothing for his talent. So no, I was more than happy with second. And we were all spaced pretty far, if I recall. I think there was a good 20-second buffer ahead and behind. So we were all kind of just running our laps, just trying to hang on to those podium spots.
And were you at all thinking, I know you might laugh because of the car you're driving, were you at all thinking about the extra bonus points for driving a clean race?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely I was. Especially knowing you can't go for the win points. And this season we've gone to a new point system where everything's much closer, so we're not going to get any of those runaways like we had in seasons past, where the leader can just get so far out ahead that nobody can catch them. Now, boy, the top five are all staying within 2 or 3 points of each other. So more than ever in season 4, those clean race bonus points are going to be critical to trying to hang on to those championship points.
Sure. Looks like we got a nice little battle there for 8th position of the GTEs there of Troy Banks and Randy. Also closing in on Colin there. Mm-hmm. Or no?
Oh, yeah. Banks trying to catch Pepler there. Randy Pepler for the 6th position.
Let off the throttle there. He's being smart.
Uh-huh. Rode that curve there into turn 1.
He's all over him now again.
Yeah, he definitely is. And those Fords, I think, are as he goes just a touch wide. Those Fords are pretty slippery, I think, on the straightaway. So he may be waiting to strike back on the front stretch again.
Oh, and here we go, guys. We're having fun, and time has expired. And hey, what I tell you guys? Hey, time flies when you're having fun, man. But we got him this. Yeah, we got him this time, though. Your winner there, man, Andy Shield, man.
Well done, Andy. Good drive.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. I tell you, that's man, that was a heck of a race there, and you really
Yeah, you weren't kidding about time flies when you get having fun watching some of these battles. You lose track of the clock up there.
Absolutely, yeah.
We had 3 of us in here, and we still lost it.
There you are, Cory, coming in second place. Well done.
There we go.
Yeah.
I think everybody had a good race. This was definitely a tough track, and the whole group, I think, had a really clean race. There was hardly any crashes, wrecks. The few little incidents, I believe, were all kind of solo spins. So that's saying a lot on this track.
Absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and bring up the race results here. In the GTE class, Lincoln Russell first place, Alex Ali second, Steven Martinez third, Kent Kruger fourth position, Edward Martinez fifth, Troy Banks sixth, Randy Pepler seventh, Dustin Burkhalter eighth position, Colin Davis ninth, David Arnett rounds out the top 10. And 11th place we have Mark Bray, Andrew Rasmussen 12th, 13th we have Brandon Piper. In 14th position, we have Jordan Johnson, Duarte Meneses 15th, Vincent Wood 16th, and 17th, Joseph Mayer. And then in the GT1 class, Eric, I'll let you take that one.
All right, in first place we got Andy Scheel here, followed by our very own Cory Mitchell. And making up the third position there is Ty Johnson, followed by Bjorn Benches. Braden Ashworth in fifth, Christopher Perez in sixth. In seventh position, we have Christian Livingston, followed by Andre Garcia. Then we have Tommy Regan in ninth, and rounding out the top 10 is Randy Mathis there, followed by Anthony Castioppo. We're gonna call you Tony and figure out how to say your name because we do not want to mess it up again. And then finally Jason Lobaka in 12th.
And that will do it for us here tonight. And guys, it was an absolute pleasure having you in the booth here with me this evening. And hope everyone enjoyed the broadcast. Don't forget to hit that like button and share it and subscribe so you'll know when we go live next time. And for all of us here at Rice Motorsports TV, I want to wish you a pleasant evening.